well, let's see, what is today? July, no, yeah, July, what are we? 3rd, we're July 3rd. And I am, Elephant Tarot is going live. If anyone wants to do any, uh, questions, I will do them for just for experience or for donations. So I see that right now I'm a beginner in my beginner in YouTube, and so I might not get any people. I might not get any people who want to have readings done. So I think I'll just, since I'm learning this, I don't know, probably not many people are watching. I could just start doing. I could start doing a reading, and while I'm waiting to get, like I said, to get experience and see who shows up. So I'm just gonna do a reading. What should I do? How about we do a reading for? We did Cancer. How about Aries? How about we do a reading for Aries for the month of July? Reading for Aries. Okay, I'm gonna put those back because I have not. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but hey, I'm learning. I'm a beginner. Reading for Aries for the month of July, and I'm going to do a Celtic cross. How about that? Alrighty. And that came out fast. Stand your ground is the energy you're in. Mental conflict is surrounding you. Why do I feel like I should have focused? But well, we'll see how this goes. If it doesn't go that good next time, I'll take more time and focus. How do you know if people are on here, if you're live? This is new to me. Okay, well, anyway, we'll keep working on this. I guess if anyone watches and I don't see your comments, then that means I need to work on learning more about this. Okay, we got most of the Celtic cross. And this is for Aries for the month of July. I think you can look in your chart where you have Aries prominent. If you have Aries as a sun sign, then obviously it's for you. If you don't have Aries as your sun sign, check your chart. If you can look on Cafe Astrology. I should include this link on my page. I just write Cafe Astrology, like CAFE Astrology Calculate, and it should take you straight to a place to find out what house you have Aries in. Or I think there's an Astro. I think it's just like astro.com or something. Astro. I think it's astro.com. Anyway, it's Astro something. Just type in Astro calculate, and you may be able to find that one also, because it gives a little bit more complete view of what your chart is. And then if you have Aries, for example, in your 5th house, you can look up Aries in the 5th house. You could just look up the 5th house. I'm just starting to learn houses. I think the 5th house deals with like family, fun, childhood. But again, if you have in the 5th house, then this one might have to do with you in the area of fun, and maybe your family. The fun part I know about. I should probably stop talking about the houses since I don't yet really know enough to address it. Plus, I don't really have time to go through everything. But if you calculate your chart and find out you have Aries in the 5th house, then that would mean look up the definition of what a 5th house is, and that would be where hopefully this reading will apply to you. If you have it in the 3rd house, look up 3rd house and see. I know 2nd house has to do with your belongings. 1st house has to do with this is kind of creepy in here, isn't it? First, let's see, or ascendant. If it's your ascendant, then that's how you interact with people. If it's your 2nd house, I think it has to do with your belongings. How do I get this more lit up? There, is that better? Second house is like belongings. Fourth house, I can't remember. Fifth, I know. I think 12th house is like things that are hidden, and unseen things. Or is that? And eighth house has to do with changes, um, merging of energies. So like possibly the people who you will, the people's who you and that person have connections in an at an energetic level. Anyway, you can look up your chart. Oops, and see where it is in your chart, and then look up what that house is, and hopefully I'll get better at explaining this. All right, so Aries. So this is what I have for you. We're going to go for the month of July, since I don't have really any followers, so we're going to get experience like this. Well, not many followers yet. So Aries, for the card that represents you, I got 7. This is, oh, and by the way, I'm using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, which I really like. And so I'm a little new with this deck, so I can't read them maybe a little bit as easy as the other ones, but I kind of like that because I think it makes you look at it differently. And let's see. The purple, I'm looking up the meaning because it's kind of new. Spirit, mental. This one is spirit, mental, emotions, physical. So we have, that would be earth, water, swords. Okay, so this one would be, in other tarot decks, it would be the, let's see, earth, water, air, and fire. It would be fire. All right. So you have the 7 of, and it would be the 7 of Wands in other tarot decks. Okay, interesting. All right. So let me look at a little bit more what we got. Drink some water. All right. So it looks like in material, spiritual prosperity reversed. Looks like in the recent past, there was, okay, this is really interesting right away. This is really interesting. So right now I have you, I'll show you the card. Oops, put it up to this. See that? And it says stand your ground. And oh, you know what? I was going to do this for donations, but I don't know how to put my information on this on this video. But if you do want to give me a donation, my Venmo information is on my main channel page, on there. So stand your ground. Okay, so right now it looks like you have some area in your life where you're having to make boundaries, but it looks like it doesn't look like it's a particularly difficult or uncomfortable kind of boundaries. It seems like it's, how do I explain this? I don't know. It just seems like you're like really looking forward to something. Like those boundaries are helping something really good and huge to happen in your life. That's coming. That's going to be really sort of, yeah, I feel like it's going to be life changing. And it's like when you, it's interesting because I feel like that when you set the boundary, let's see, it's like you, in a way, that's what made you be able to be seen. Like if you hadn't done that, you see how he's out there. Okay, and I get the feeling it's like a um, the person or the energy coming toward you. Like when you put that boundary up, that is what allowed that person to really see you for who you were. That's in your present moment. I don't know, that seems oddly specific, but um, and that, or that energy, or that, and so that is what's bringing them toward you. So it's not so much, it's like you felt like that if you did that you would be shut out, but you're not. Instead, putting up the boundary is what allowed them to see who you really were, and then they would be able to come toward you because they couldn't see you before that. That's a kind of weird, but that's what I feel like. All right, so in your recent past, maybe there was unequal give and take, and that might have been the reason for the boundary that you set up. But you so you're kind of surprised because in the near future it's bringing harmony. And I'll even show you, this is kind of cool. In the near future you have this one, it's called harmony. So putting up that boundary is what caused them to see you and come toward you, and that's what's happening in the near future. You're going to get harmony that you wouldn't have gotten without having put up that boundary that you had. Okay, so interesting. So you have obstacles as your resource that you have to draw on. So that's really interesting, and that makes me think somehow the ability to get past obstacles is maybe like something you're really gifted at. And because the obstacles are actually a resource, meaning that somehow you can use obstacles to help you. So it's like the obstacles that get put up in your path, whoever or whatever they're from, if they're meant to be obstacles, it's like you use those obstacles and you walk on them to get to where you need to go, because the obstacles don't seem to be causing you any problems. And I see a lot of little energy around you that seems to be helping you in a way that you weren't expecting, but it's really, really nice. You really enjoy it. Okay, now for the it's okay for this to happen area, you have miracles of love, it says, but it's reversed. Why is it reversed? Well, I notice there's water around the candles in the picture. Miracles of love. It's being held by two hands. I'll show you this to you. I'm trying to see what I get out of this. You know, it's interesting. It doesn't look reversed when I look at it on screen. It's on screen. When I look at it on screen, I'm noticing that it doesn't look reversed. It looks like you're being given something. Looks like you're being given something, because when it's upright, this is the most amazing thing. When it's upright, it's you giving something to someone else, you giving a candle to somebody else. But when it's reversed, they're giving it to you. They are giving you a candle, and there's other candles in the water, which water represents emotion. In the water looks really calm, and the candles make it feel more calm. So he's giving you, in the past you've given him something, or her, or it, or them. In the past it's been you giving the calming to them, but now it's going to be them giving the calming to you. Or that's in your let them. It says let them. If they do, since this is in the position for it's all right for this to happen. That means if they want to give it to you, if they want to give you something to help you have peace, it's in the okay. It's okay for them to do that position. So let them go ahead and let them give you the peace. You're gonna really love it. It's so pretty and watery and the feeling. Aw, that's so nice. It's really nice. It's really sincere. Okay. So in your hopes and fears, you have balance. In the number 11, I don't know if that's significant because that just got my attention. I thought some apps will tell you what your life path is or your destiny. I don't know if that has to do with if it's your life path or destiny would be in number 11, which is a certain kind of number 2, breaking down to a 2. So I don't know if you have a life path that's a number 2 or an 11. And yes, also because I feel like it's this card has an angel on it, and so I think that angel might, like, forces from the unseen realms might be helping you and communicating something like that with you. So it's a 1 and a 1, so 11 and 11 and 2. I don't know if you want to look up something about the symbolic number of 11, or maybe it's just for some readers and not others too. Emotional loss is the people around you. The people around you are going through an emotional loss. It says, is the title of it. Let me look in my guide. Green. Number 5, emotional loss. 101 is emotions. Oh, so it's be a 5 of cups. Oh yeah. So the 5 of cups. I was gonna say, okay. So normally the 5 of cups in regular tarot decks, normally they have someone staring more at what is lost than what is still there. What is still there for them. But this card is different, but it's interesting because it looks like, yeah, he has emotional loss and he's holding his heart, but his heart is like sending out signals to well, it looks like on this card it goes straight to the sun, which is like clarity, and it's like he's communicating energetically on this card. He or she or them or you are communicating. Someone is communicating energetically their pain, and it looks to me like I see healing in his heart along with the pain. And supposedly this is people around you, but it could possibly be that the energies are reversed. So I'm going to read it how I see it, but always remember that the energies could be reversed, and it might be talking about you and when I say the other person, that might be you. So just take it how it resonates, or how it fits your situation or the other entity that you're dealing with. Maybe it's more than one person. Maybe it's one person. Anyway, it's just the people around you, unless the energies are reversed. The people around you, or the person around you is is experiencing some kind of loss, but I feel like they're like at peace. They're at peace with it. Of course, they would love it if they could have that thing they lost back. But it's like they're at peace with it, and that the fact that they're at peace with it it's what's radiating to communication to the sun, which is means clarity. So it's reverberating out, either the person you're dealing with, or you, if it's reversed. It's that peace from your pain is starting to reverberate out, and it's being translated. It's like, I'm thinking I'm like, the pain is like being translated into clarity, if that makes sense, into something that makes sense when it didn't used to make sense before. So in the advice position, or is this what you have to do, what you need to do to contribute in this situation somehow to get, to a higher place in this than where you are now, you because you feel like you want to get to a you feel like you want to get to a higher place. And in this situation, or this whatever you're dealing with. And for anyone who just joined, we're talking about Aries. We're doing Aries for the month of July. But if you calculate your birth chart, even if you're not an Aries, you can find where Aries is in your chart and what house it's in. And then you can look up the characteristics of that house and find out what part of your life this is about, because it's for the sign of Aries, but we all have Aries somewhere in our chart. I'll try to put in the description on later, so I don't have to do this again, but for everybody. But if you look into Calculate, CAFE, or the other one is, well, it's called Cafe Astronomy or something, I think. But if you write in Cafe and Calculate, it'll help you calculate your birth chart to find out where Aries is in your chart. Or if it doesn't appear in Cafe Calculate, go to this Astro something. I just write in Astro and it seems like it usually comes up. Astro .com, I think it might even be, I'm not sure. And they will give you a chart that is more visual, that helps you figure out exactly where Aries is in your chart. So here in the advice, or what you need to do, let me see. It says awareness, right? And so that awareness, let me look at it. Okay, so I can see that it's connected to the, what do you call it, crown chakra, which I don't know if some of you are not familiar with that. The crown chakra is on your head, and that's the energetic, one of the energetic sort of vortexes of the body. And it's, your crown chakra is, well, I think it's where, well, you can look it up what that would be, maybe, if you would like to. But let me look at it. I'm going to show you again. This is it. So, because this is what you're supposed to do. So, it's connecting. Yeah. So it's connecting with your higher power. Yeah. What you need to do is connect with your higher power and be aware of how your higher power communicates back with you. And so, for those of you who are not familiar, or for those of you who don't believe so much in a higher power and think it's more within yourself, which, I feel like, they probably wouldn't be watching this channel if they did, but you might, you can think of it as your higher self, actually, your higher self. And so whatever house you have Aries in that area of your life, the advice is that connection with the higher self. And I see it's got like a circle that swirls, like from the higher self or higher power into you down here on earth. Some people even believe in maybe other people being like a higher power to them. And in that case, any way it works, because I think other people are used to be our higher power also. So I don't know if you can see how pretty like the energies up here are, but I believe those represent the energy of your higher power, your higher self, circulating, so that it's not only the higher power, it's also you. It's like you get to help with it, and you get to contribute your desires as well, and they mix with the higher power energies of the higher power to make such like this, like a beautiful display, a beautiful explosion. So I like this card. And so see how his chakra crown chakra is lit up. And being aware, the card is called awareness. And so the advice for you is whatever your higher power is, if you have traditions or rituals, or be open to other what should I say, like unexpected, unusual places, like dreams, omens, things like that. Always double check. If you're not sure what it means, I believe your higher power is very patient with you, and if you don't know whether it's right or wrong, or if it's coincidence or just your desires showing up, because there is a manifesting aspect. Sometimes we manifest things through our thoughts and desires, and then when it shows up, it might not be the thing that's best for us, and we might realize that. So if you get a sign from your higher power and you're not sure whether it's something you're manifesting with your lower energies or it is from your higher power, then wait and ask for clarification, and that will come to you. And where things are headed, and this is what I'm getting. So like I said, I see in the energies around you, there's mental conflict. So it's like him inside of him, the him inside of him, or your thoughts, though your thoughts are your reactions to what you're shown. And in this one, he's realizing his thoughts. He thinks his thoughts are himself, but they're not. They're his reaction to how he understands the situation to be. His reactions are his reactions. So maybe the understanding is wrong. And that's why you're standing your ground right now. And it's bringing harmony. It's going to bring harmony. Okay, but it's right now, so I see it's the way that it's going right now is the universe reverse, which in the other tarot decks would be the world reverse. So what that means is, I'm going to look and see what I'm getting from that, because it's where we're headed. So sorry if this takes a little bit. If I could just start describing it, sometimes it starts flowing. All right, so what I see is, what I'm noticing is like the wheel, like a turning, this awareness, this awareness is in what is your advice. And so, of course, what's coming in the future is not decided yet. This is for, how, depending on how you take the advice, for example, because the future is not set in stone. It's not written yet. It is an extension of now, right? Which that means if you are headed in a way that's maybe going to cause you problems right now, well, then this future would be problems. But if the way you're headed is to see solutions or find solutions for those problems, then you will find those solutions. So that's why you have the universe. Okay. So that's why you have the universe reversed, the world reversed instead of upright. So if it was upright, it would be like the end of a big, huge learning cycle. So remember in the advice, it was talking about, so mixing the circle. It was, the advice was, here's a man, and he's connecting with his higher power, and it has the circle, which goes so that it shows it's not stagnant. The higher power goes ahead and works through you also, but that's not something that you don't want. That's going to be where your energies and your higher power energies mix, or your higher self. And so it's not like, how do I say it? Like, that's the place where sometimes if you feel like it's what your higher power wants, um, even if it doesn't feel good, it'll be working out for good. Um, and I also believe that's why it's him and his higher power both, because it's a team effort. It's a team effort. Yes, it's not something where you're disconnected from your higher power, and it's not something where your higher power is going to want something that you will hate, um, because see how this is swirled. This is where it's headed. Um, so that represents your energy and the higher power's energy swirling together. And that means they're doing it intentionally by choice, right? And when your power and your higher power's energy swirl together and you become aware of that, and it becomes like an intimate relationship, but it's, as I said, it's reversed right now because that's yet to be decided. But that could be, if you the more you and along those lines. Okay, so I talked about your higher power not choosing something that will go against you, because it's sort of like those who believe in a higher self. You're on the higher layers, the higher levels, higher vibrations. The higher power and your higher self are actually connected, but not so much here on the earthly realm, but we are still connected. But it's on like I said, a higher speed or higher vibration up there, right? So your higher self is actually like sort of blends into the higher power, the God or collective consciousness, or however you see it. And that means that the things that you are very specially and specifically good at and made for and gifted at, those and love, the things that you love go along with that, because I feel like actually when we're really good at something, it's because we've spent a lot of time working on it because we love it. And so as you discover and get in touch with your higher self and get connected with your higher self, or God, or the universe, the higher power, the world, the energy that holds the universe together, you will actually discover more about what you are very good at, and what you really love, because that is why you're gifted in that area, because you enjoy it, and so you want to keep doing it again and again, right? And so as you discover more about what you really love, which makes you want to focus on it and work with it, you will get more and more actually involved, connected with the higher power, um, and then you're going to get something just incredible. Like I'm remembering a tornado when I saw once in my mind, like that, like on that movie with I think it was Pocahontas, where there was a phrase, paint with all the colors of the wind. Yeah, so something like that, like, because this is for whatever area of your chart that you have Aries in, whatever house you have it. If you know your birth time, hopefully you can find out your birth time. If not, call your mom, find out what your birth certificate says on your as your birth time. I forgot to say that earlier in the video. The time of birth um, is what will tell you what house it's in. So that's how you find out um, and you can find it online, what house you have Aries in. And in that part of your life where you do have Aries, something like this is going on, where if you learn to be in touch with your higher self, higher power, and then understanding that swirl between your I don't want to say lower self, but like your sort of more animal type self, or your flesh. No, animal's the wrong word too. Your physical existence, and your spirit inside there. I like lost my train of thought. What am I trying to say? Does it really? Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, so maybe it's because I'm supposed to talk about the next thing, of how to help learn this, since that's part of the advice is, okay, so if you're able to, feeling how your body feels, like in the present moment, is that if you try to do that, your body acts like an antenna to get signals with, right? And so if you can just like listen to a drum beat, or 33 bowls, Tibetan bowls, or it helps me to listen to one of those, and then while you're listening to them, just try to bring your mind to how your body feels. And this is going to sound weird, but I feel like that some of us have a hard time feeling our feelings, and maybe we feel just like really upset all the time, when we get in touch with our feelings, and that's not really fun. So I believe that, for those, sometimes you might get that pain, uh, find that it originates from something from when you were really, really small. If you can ask yourself, when's the last time you felt this way, and when's the first time you felt this way, um, you will discover, you might discover that when you were a baby, you never learned to be consoled. Maybe nobody consoled you when you cried or held you or anything. So you might discover that you, are still crying from that time when you were little, and need to learn how to heal that. And so Teal Swan has videos about that. T as in the letter, as in train. Teal, Teal Swan. She has wonderful videos. I think they're like how to heal the emotional body, I think is the name of one of them. And there are meditations to help you heal that and learn to heal those parts of yourself, so that you can integrate. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can integrate like who you are now with who you want to be, is kind of what it is. And the more that you learn to heal that, the things that need healed in you, like I said, Teal Swan, if you think it's the YouTube title, how to heal the emotional body, I think is what it was. But others talking about remembering childhood issues and being able to, really touch that part. And it's big, guys. Like it sounds cliche, everything I'm saying, but when you do that, that's when you discover this explosion, that gives you the power, that changes you. Like it unites. Oh, that's kind of cool. It unites, the person that you are here in this life with the explosive, incredible power of the universe. So I really would encourage you to look at that, look up that. So if you want, if it resonates with you, and it's interesting. So it's starting with a boundary. It's all starting with setting some kind of boundary, about possibly some mental conflict, and that's reverberating for you guys, all the way to uniting with the power of the universe. And all your potential. Let me see if I get something about the meaning of that world card, because it is, I'm going to use this, it is the completion of something. So the world, well, this is the universe, which I like even better. So it's the completion. I'm going to use Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot for this. Okay, so it is the completion of the universe, or the world is the completion of some big sort of level, like maybe some huge lesson that you have been learning. um, and you're maybe even struggled for years on it, and it's leveling up to the next level is what that card is. And so it's talking about, it looks like that is your homework right now in the area of your life where you have Aries. Again, if you know your birth time, it's everybody should have this going on in some part of their life, because we all have the 12 houses. So this is one of the 12 parts of your life where you have Aries. And like I said, if you look in the house, that should help show you what area of your life it might be. So yeah, so it's learning to this is what you're working on right now, is learning to realize that the higher power and you like swim together. It's like a dance between you two. Yes. And the healing, okay, so healing your childhood trauma is part of what's helping you to touch ground, sort of, and get that spark, that that magic. It gets you into, okay, yeah, okay, because when you're little, and little kids, they know what magic is, right? So you have to heal that little kid in you to get back in touch with that magic. Yeah. And only now it's a mature magic, because now you're an adult. So it's the dreams you had as a child that are, when you when you the dreams you had as a child are what get reignited when when you heal them. And it's, I don't know, it's like it comes back even better. I feel like for those who have trauma and things like that, I feel like they can appreciate it, and it seems more beautiful to them. The normal things that other people might just take for granted, to them are just going to be like amazing, like a whole new world, or a something better. I don't know, better than anything they could have ever thought of on their own. And I said I would. I feel like that's pretty much a good understanding of it. But I had said I will look up some cards. I had said I would do the Rider-Waite for that universe, what it is that's being leveled up on, and see if we get any help from that. So a few shuffles here with this one.